Over the past week and actually a couple months, the hype for NASCAR 25 has slowly been growing, with little drip feedings of different aspects of the game leaked out by the developers. It gets people asking more and more questions, and to me, I think there are 7 really big questions that I know I want answered, but I think need to be answered in some way. If the answers are yes in a good way for people or no in a bad way, not all of them are game breaking, but they do need to be answered in some way so we know what to expect heading in. First and most importantly, what will the racing physics be? A lot of people need to know this because the last game was not great. The heat games weren't that great. Technics, I think, had really good ones when it was working, but would always have little glitches and issues. And to me, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be something that is playable. You can turn it on, play either single player, online, whatever mode you want, and actually be able to race and have it make sense. Not basically go up on 3 wheels if it's a tight corner, not end up having it where you're spinning out when you touch the apron. I just need to know if it's going to be like normal racing. Can I get a run on the high side, for instance, at Homestead? Can I get in a really good run at Atlanta in the draft? At Martinsville, if I hit somebody just right for a bump and run, it's not going to spin them out. They're just going to get loose. Those are the kind of things as a NASCAR fan I want and need to know heading in, because if this doesn't work, the whole game falls apart. It doesn't matter how good the career mode is. It doesn't matter how fun the online mode can be. If the physics don't work, the game doesn't work. I don't need perfection, just functionality. And we'll probably get some info on this soon. There's only 2 reasons why they would have held this close to the vest. 1, like Ignition, it just sucks, and we're in for a horrible surprise. Or 2, they have some stuff to talk about, and they're going to devote an entire dev diary to it. Secondly, how will each series feel to race? Cup, Xfinity, Trucks, and ARCA are all going to be in this game, as have been already announced. And all 4 of these different series race differently. And in old games, there would be multiple series, whether it was the top 3 in the modifieds or dirt or any of that. And it was nice enough. At least cosmetics were different of it, but all in all, it wasn't like they raced too differently unless it was the modifieds. And even then, when you looked at Trucks and Xfinity, it wasn't that different. And Xfinity and Cup, it really wasn't different at all in a lot of those old EA games. And I think that changing this to have it where it actually has a big difference, whether it's a lot longer to get to full song in ARCA or in Cup if they drive better at road courses than the Xfinity guys do, that will be really fun because you'll have people who like to specialize in the different series, similar to the way that people already on iRacing will specialize to different forms of racing and different cars altogether. And to me, that is really fun to think about when the player base grows. Thirdly, will online be functional? Greedily, I will ask of this as a YouTuber who loves to stream, and honestly, I just want to stream and race against y'all and probably have y'all kick my ass. But there is a huge void, in my opinion, because of having 1, no game, but 2, even longer since we had an online mode that didn't have issues. For instance, the league space. Listen, I tried being in a league on the Heat side, and it was pretty bad. And it didn't matter if it were fan leagues or the pros, the game just simply was not esports ready. Even for the best guys, different things would pop up, or bad physics or whatever, to the detriment of all of it. And I think that leagues on the console side, it offers a nice little wiggle room between those who just want to kind of play on their own or online for fun, those who want to have fun but don't want to have the huge investment and time load more or less to it unless they're really serious, and then those on the iRacing side that do similar things, whether it be leagues or on their own just in lobbies. To me, this needs to be something that works for those big ones, for YouTubers, so they can build up their communities, and also just for the average person who wants to just go online, race against a few people, and chill after a hard day at work or something. Now, fourth, I want to know, will the online function be cross-compatible. This is not something to me that's game-breaking, as we haven't had this in the Heat games or anything like that, but when you look at the other sides of it, I don't even think that it needs to be something in the initial launch. It can just be something added in an update later. And I think that this would be really good to have because you'd be able to connect the player base more. There are plenty of people I knew on the Xbox side I would love to race with in the Heat games, but I had a PS4, they had an Xbox, and they're not going to buy a brand new console just to race a mediocre game with me. So having a more connected player base is a more engaged player base. And even if you can have the option, maybe, say you just want, if I'm a PS5 player, to have a PS5 only lobby, or maybe I have one that's PS5 and Xbox, PS5 and PC, or just have all three. There's going to be plenty of bugs, and I don't expect this in the first game, but it's something that I would like answered in the long term. Can we get this down the line in this game, or more than likely in later ones? My fifth question is, how dynamic will race options be? One of the few downsides of the heyday of NASCAR gaming was the holdbacks of the era. Yeah, in the old EA games, you'd see night races go from daytime at the start to full-on nighttime, but that was it. The track really didn't change all that much, and I think that having some kind of track option, dynamically changing with, say, the weather, would be an amazing thing. Say if the wind picks up, your car is going to feel that at different areas of the racetrack. Say if it's like the Madden games, and you might have rain at road courses. Overcast skies can change how grippy the track is, same with how sunny it is. More weather options like that. I don't see why that wouldn't be something that would be really fun to add into this. So that's a question I have. Will we be able to change stuff on that side of it, setting up a race, setting up online, any of that? Or can we just have it be a mystery box and jump in not knowing what we're getting? Sixth is what tracks will be in the game. Obviously, most, if not all, of the tracks in the top 3 series should be in. There are some that are newer or might not have been scanned by iRacing that can be question marked, but after that, there's also some other questions you have with it. Could there be some ARCA-only tracks added in? Some of these short tracks that not many people on the wider scale outside of ARCA know about and might need that little added boost for people to know about. Maybe old tracks that NASCAR doesn't race at anymore. Chicagoland Speedway, Auto Club, Road America, etc. All those that have left the schedule for one reason or another in the top 3 series. Milwaukee, could they all be added in maybe, seeing how iRacing has the data to do so? And my last question, and I think the most important question after the physics one, is can this be a game that is built upon? This doesn't need to be NASCAR Thunder 04. This doesn't need to be iRacing. This doesn't need to be NR 2003. This just needs to be a decent and running game that people can get excited about, can play, and want built upon. A base, basically, for ensuing title releases, so that you know that whatever the heights of this one are, well, the next one, that's the floor that they're building upon. At this point, the NASCAR gaming fan base has a lost generation. A number of fans and kids growing up that don't have a video game and don't really recognize any of the gaming side of it. And the others of us who have been in that side of it and have seen the fall, we're guarded, we're jaded. We just need to have our trust won back. So, can it be built upon? I think that question's multifaceted, both for the game itself and the fan base as well. So there you have it. I think these are 7 big questions that do need to be answered for NASCAR 25. What big questions do you have? Maybe I have a blind spot. So let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much, all my channel members, for your continued support. And until next time, have a good one.